What if the reason you're lying awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, isn't actually insomnia, but simply that you're eating the wrong foods before bed? I'm not talking about avoiding heavy meals or spicy foods that everyone already knows about. I'm talking about 5 specific bedtime snacks that naturally increase your sleep hormones and help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep all night long without waking up multiple times. These aren't expensive supplements or complicated recipes that require special ingredients. These are simple whole foods you can buy at any grocery store that work directly with your body's natural chemistry to restore the healthy sleep patterns you had when you were younger. Snack number 3 works within 15 minutes of eating it and contains more natural sleep-inducing compounds than most over-the-counter sleep aids you'd find at the pharmacy. Stay with me, because understanding these 5 foods could give you the first full night of uninterrupted sleep you've had in years. Nathaniel from Wisconsin was 71 and had spent 3 frustrating years trying different sleep aids and techniques. Yet he still woke up 5 or 6 times every single night. His doctor suggested trying specific bedtime snacks instead of continuing with aids that left him groggy and confused the next morning. Within 2 weeks of eating these 5 foods at the right times each night, he was sleeping 7 hours straight for the first time in years and waking up refreshed and clear-headed instead of foggy. Snack 1. Tart cherry juice. Your brain needs melatonin to sleep properly, and tart cherries are one of the only natural whole foods that actually contain real melatonin already formed and ready for your body to use. Most foods contain compounds your body must convert into melatonin through several steps, but tart cherries contain the actual sleep hormone itself in meaningful amounts. Research conducted at Louisiana State University showed that drinking tart cherry juice increases sleep time by an average of 84 minutes per night and dramatically improves sleep quality in seniors. That's an extra hour and 24 minutes of actual sleep every single night just from drinking 1 8-ounce glass of juice. The study participants also reported feeling more rested and alert during the day, proving that the quality of their sleep improved along with the quantity. Tart cherries, specifically Montmorency cherries, contain high concentrations of melatonin plus additional compounds called polyphenols that reduce inflammation throughout your body. And inflammation also interferes significantly with quality sleep. When you drink tart cherry juice about an hour before bed, the melatonin enters your bloodstream quickly and signals your brain that it's time to shift into sleep mode. Your body temperature drops slightly, your heart rate slows down, and your brain waves shift into patterns that promote deep restorative sleep instead of light fragmented sleep. Rosalind from Alabama was 68 and had terrible trouble falling asleep, often lying awake for an hour or more, despite feeling exhausted. She started drinking exactly 8 ounces of tart cherry juice every night, about an hour before she wanted to be asleep. Within just 5 days, she was falling asleep within 20 minutes and waking up far less frequently during the night. The consequence of inadequate melatonin production, which is extremely common in people over 65 because production naturally declines with age, is fragmented sleep where you wake multiple times and never reach the deep sleep stages your brain desperately needs. This leads to daytime fatigue, memory problems, weakened immune function, increased inflammation, and accelerated cognitive decline. Your brain repairs itself and clears out toxic proteins during deep sleep, including proteins that cause Alzheimer's disease. Without adequate melatonin and the deep sleep it produces, those toxic proteins accumulate faster. But the solution is remarkably simple and available at any grocery store in America. Buy tart cherry juice, specifically looking for Montmorency cherries, or juice clearly labeled as tart cherry juice, not regular sweet cherry juice which doesn't contain significant melatonin. Drink exactly 8 ounces 30 to 60 minutes before your target bedtime every single night without exception. Buy the unsweetened version if you can find it to avoid blood sugar spikes that can actually wake you up later in the night. Tonight could be your first full night of sleep in years, so start with this one simple change. Snack 2. A handful of almonds or walnuts. Why do you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning with your heart racing, feeling anxious and worried for no apparent reason? The answer is usually magnesium deficiency, combined with low melatonin levels. Research from Columbia University Medical Center shows that the magnesium naturally present in almonds and walnuts regulates neurotransmitters that directly signal your brain to relax and sleep. Both types of nuts also contain natural melatonin and healthy fats that help your body absorb that melatonin efficiently once you eat them. Magnesium is critical for over 300 different biochemical reactions happening constantly in your body, and one of its most important roles is calming your nervous system so you can relax deeply enough to fall asleep and stay asleep. Most seniors are deficient in magnesium because absorption decreases significantly with age. Certain health conditions common in older adults deplete magnesium stores, and many seniors don't eat enough magnesium-rich foods regularly. When you're low in magnesium, your muscles stay tense and tight. Your mind races with repetitive thoughts, and your nervous system remains in alert mode instead of shifting into rest and repair mode. This is exactly why you wake up multiple times during the night or lie awake for hours with thoughts spinning endlessly. The magnesium in almonds and walnuts helps relax your muscles, calm your nervous system, slow your thoughts, and prepare your brain for deep, restorative sleep. Dwayne from Texas was 73 and woke up 6 times every single night, often with painful muscle cramps in his calves. He started eating 15 almonds 1 hour before bed every night consistently. Within 3 weeks, his nighttime waking decreased from 6 times to just once, and his painful leg cramps disappeared completely. The consequence of magnesium deficiency goes far beyond just poor sleep quality. Low magnesium significantly increases risk of dangerous heart arrhythmias, high blood pressure that damages organs, severe muscle cramps especially at night, restless leg syndrome that makes sleep impossible, and anxiety that keeps your mind racing when you should be sleeping. Your body also cannot produce melatonin efficiently without adequate magnesium, so the deficiency creates multiple sleep problems simultaneously that compound each other. But fixing this deficiency is incredibly easy and costs almost nothing. Eat 10 to 15 almonds or 7 to 8 walnut halves exactly 1 hour before bed every single night. Don't eat more than that recommended amount because too many nuts can cause digestive discomfort that will actually disrupt your sleep instead of helping it. Don't salt them or coat them in anything. Plain raw or dry roasted nuts work best for sleep purposes. Your magnesium levels are probably low right now based on statistics for your age group, so fix this problem tonight with this simple affordable snack. Snack 3. 2 kiwi fruits. This fuzzy little fruit improves sleep onset time faster than almost anything found in nature, yet most seniors have never even considered trying it as a sleep aid. Research conducted at Taipei Medical University found that eating exactly 2 kiwi fruits 1 hour before bed improved how quickly people fell asleep by 35% and increased total sleep time by 13% within just 4 weeks of consistent use. That means if you currently take 45 minutes to fall asleep, kiwis could reduce that to under 30 minutes. If you sleep 6 hours now, kiwis could increase that to nearly 7 hours of quality sleep. Those dramatic improvements happen because kiwis contain extremely high levels of serotonin, which your brain converts directly into melatonin for sleep. Kiwis also contain antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, and other compounds that reduce inflammation throughout your body. And chronic inflammation is a major hidden cause of sleep problems in seniors that doctors often overlook. When your body is inflamed from arthritis, old injuries, or other conditions, it produces chemicals called cytokines that keep you alert and directly interfere with your brain's sleep signals. The powerful antioxidants in kiwis combat this inflammation, while the high serotonin content triggers drowsiness and sleepiness. Lucille from Georgia was 69 and skeptical when her daughter suggested trying kiwis for her sleep problems. She decided to try it anyway, and ate 2 kiwis every night exactly 1 hour before bed. Within 15 minutes of eating them, she felt noticeably drowsy and relaxed. After 2 weeks of eating kiwis consistently, her sleep quality had completely transformed. The consequence of poor sleep onset, where you lie awake for 30 minutes or longer trying unsuccessfully to fall asleep, is anxiety about sleep itself that makes the problem progressively worse. You start dreading bedtime because you know you'll lie there frustrated and wide awake. This anxiety makes falling asleep even harder, creating a vicious cycle that gets worse with each passing night. You begin associating your bed with frustration and wakefulness instead of rest and sleep. But breaking this destructive cycle with kiwis is straightforward and works remarkably fast. Buy ripe kiwis from any grocery store. Eat exactly 2 kiwis 1 hour before your target bedtime every single night without skipping. You can peel them with a knife or simply cut them in half and scoop out the green flesh with a spoon. Do this consistently every night, not just occasionally when you remember. Buy kiwis on your next grocery trip and try this simple technique because you'll likely feel the difference the very first night you try it. Snack 4. Chamomile tea with raw honey. Have you been drinking chamomile tea for years without getting the sleep benefits everyone promises it provides? The problem isn't the chamomile itself. The problem is you're drinking it wrong by leaving out one critical ingredient. Cleveland Clinic research and multiple scientific studies confirm that chamomile contains apigenin, a specific compound that binds to certain receptors in your brain that promote drowsiness and reduce anxiety. However, chamomile alone isn't enough for most people to actually fall asleep because it doesn't provide the glucose your brain needs to produce sleep hormones efficiently. That's where the raw honey becomes absolutely critical to making this combination actually work. When you add raw honey to chamomile tea, the natural sugars in honey trigger a small insulin response in your body that helps tryptophan, an amino acid circulating in your bloodstream, cross the blood-brain barrier and enter your brain tissue. Once tryptophan reaches your brain, specialized cells convert it into serotonin and then into melatonin. Without the honey's glucose triggering that insulin response, most of the tryptophan in your blood never makes it to your brain, so you don't produce adequate sleep hormones no matter how much chamomile you drink. This is exactly why chamomile alone helps some people relax, but doesn't always make them actually fall asleep and stay asleep. Preston from Idaho was 74 and had drunk chamomile tea every night for years, with minimal noticeable effect on his sleep quality. He started adding 1 tablespoon of raw honey to his tea. Within 3 days, his sleep improved dramatically, and he was finally falling asleep quickly after drinking it. The consequence of inadequate tryptophan reaching your brain is ongoing melatonin deficiency that makes sleep onset difficult and causes frequent waking throughout the night. You might feel slightly relaxed from the chamomile's apigenin, but relaxation alone doesn't create actual sleep. You need real melatonin production happening in your brain, but combining chamomile with honey solves this problem completely by addressing both relaxation and melatonin production simultaneously. Steep 1 chamomile tea bag in hot water for 5 full minutes to extract maximum apigenin. Remove the tea bag, then add exactly 1 tablespoon of raw honey while the tea is still hot and stir until completely dissolved. The honey must be raw, unprocessed honey because processing destroys some of the beneficial compounds and enzymes. Drink this combination 45 minutes before bed every night consistently. That box of chamomile sitting in your cabinet needs honey added starting tonight to actually work properly for sleep. Snack 5, small bowl of oatmeal. Oatmeal isn't just for breakfast anymore. It's actually one of the most powerful sleep-inducing foods you can eat at night because of its unique combination of sleep-promoting properties. Harvard Medical School reports that oatmeal increases melatonin production naturally in your brain, stabilizes blood sugar throughout the entire night, preventing early morning wake-ups, and provides complex carbohydrates that help tryptophan absorption in your brain. When you eat oatmeal before bed, you're addressing multiple different sleep problems simultaneously with one simple, affordable food. The complex carbohydrates in oats trigger a controlled insulin release that clears competing amino acids from your bloodstream, allowing tryptophan to dominate and reach your brain easily, where it converts to melatonin. The blood sugar stabilization effect of oatmeal is particularly important for seniors who wake up at 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning and cannot fall back asleep no matter what they try. This frustrating pattern happens because your blood sugar drops too low during the night, triggering an emergency cortisol release that jolts you awake with a racing heart and anxious feelings. The slow-digesting complex carbohydrates in oatmeal provide steady glucose release for many hours, preventing those dangerous blood sugar crashes and the cortisol spikes that destroy your sleep quality. Winifred from Vermont was 70 and woke up almost every single night at exactly 3 in the morning with her heart racing and feeling intensely anxious for no reason. She started eating a small bowl of plain oatmeal at 9 o'clock every evening. Her blood sugar stabilized overnight. The 3 o'clock wake-up stopped completely, and her overall sleep quality improved immediately. The consequence of nighttime blood sugar crashes goes far beyond just waking up and losing sleep. The cortisol spike that jolts you awake also increases inflammation throughout your body, raises blood pressure dangerously high, and keeps you wide awake for an hour or more because cortisol is your body's main alertness and stress hormone. You simply cannot fall back asleep when cortisol floods your system. Night after night of these cortisol spikes damages your cardiovascular system, accelerates aging, and increases risk of heart attack and stroke. But preventing these crashes with oatmeal is simple and remarkably effective. Make half a cup of plain oatmeal 90 minutes before your target bedtime. Use regular rolled oats, not instant oatmeal, which digests far too quickly. Add cinnamon for flavor and blood sugar control, and a small drizzle of honey if you want slight sweetness. Avoid adding sugar, dried fruit, nuts, or heavy toppings that will spike your blood sugar instead of stabilizing it properly. If you wake up regularly at 2, 3, or 4 in the morning, eat oatmeal tonight because it directly solves this specific problem. These 5 bedtime snacks work because they provide your body with the exact compounds it needs to produce sleep hormones naturally and maintain stable blood sugar overnight. Tart cherry juice delivers melatonin directly into your bloodstream. Almonds and walnuts provide magnesium and additional melatonin. Kiwis supply serotonin. Your brain converts to melatonin. Chamomile tea with honey combines brain relaxation with the glucose needed for tryptophan transport. Oatmeal stabilizes blood sugar while supporting natural melatonin production. You don't need sleep aids with dangerous side effects and dependency risks. These natural whole foods work with your body's own chemistry to restore healthy sleep patterns. And most people notice improvement within the first week. Which snack will you try tonight? Comment below and let us know how it works for you because your experience might help others struggling with sleep. Share this with any senior struggling with sleep because they deserve to finally rest well after years of poor sleep. Subscribe for more natural health solutions that actually work for people over 60.